Hi, everyone. Welcome to our first ever live stream. And I'm Skylar from OKC's team. So today, four of us will talk about insight on the OKC ecosystem growth, challenges, and overall our latest updates in the last month. And since it's our very first time showing our faces to the community, so could everyone please, make an introduction first? I'll go first. Just like I introduced earlier, my name is Skylar, and I'm from OKC's operation team. So basically, I'm in charge of all the campaigns that are happening on OKC network, from community airdrops to GameFi competitions. James?
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm James from OKC Community team, and I'm responsible for the community as well as the OKC podcast, OX Talks.
Hey, here's Chris from the social media team, and today is a great time for me to share some social campaigns and performance we have been doing in the last quarters.
Yeah, hi guys, I'm Albina from OKC Overseas Operations team, and today I will talk more about OKC ecosystem growth, including the quick introduction of all the projects which were deployed on OKC in March. Yeah, and that's it.
Awesome. And we actually have a special guest leader joining us. We'll see. So first of all, let's talk about OKC's ecosystem growth first. Albina, can you talk more on this one?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Skylar. And banner.
All right.
Can you please share the banner?
Yep.
Thanks. So yeah, this is basically as you can see, this banner in March, we welcomed 9 projects to the OKC network, along with over 150 projects that had been deployed on OKC. And the first project I want to introduce to you guys is Shiba Wallet. Shiba Wallet is the first meme crypto wallet for unifying all NFTs artworks in one place, where you can securely store, send, and receive tokens from OKC, Ethereum, BNB chain, Polygon, and EVM related chains. And the second project deployed on OKC in March is KeyFi. It's a DeFi aggregator that helps users to manage multiple assets across multiple chains and platforms from one convenient application. Users can track their portfolios, swap tokens, earn rewards, and compare interest rates. But I want to mention that OKC asset tracking is currently only available on KeyFi Pro. And to access KeyFi Pro, you'll need at least 1,000 KeyFi staked on the KeyFi Core app. And launch of KeyFi Core on AC is also coming soon. And yeah, also we had on board TrustFi. And I'm not sure if you know, guys, but TrustFi has 3 main products called TrustFi Booster, TrustFi Launchpad, and TrustFi Farmer. And I want to introduce TrustFi Farmer because this is the project that have been deployed on OKC last month. And TrustFi Farmer is a liquidity mining and farm pool creation platform powered by the automated farm pools algorithm and based on the decentralized farm protocol for Web3. All crypto startups can create token utility and protect price volatility with staking rewards by creating farm pools on TrustFi Farmer without permission. And beside the 3 projects I just mentioned, 3 Launchpad projects such as OKC Community and Blockius also deployed on OKC in March. And let's start with Blockius. Blockius is a multi-chain network of decentralized applications that acts as a gateway to the Web3 ecosystem. And Blockius offers a decentralized way to safeguard investors from a range of projects that might might pull out the liquidity or sell off wasted tokens. On the other hand, projects can leverage the ecosystem from raising funds to support tokens by staking and liquidity mining applications. And the second launchpad is Communities. Communities is a decentralized and tireless launchpad. It is the solution for multi-chain oriented projects. Community welcomes projects from various blockchains like Polygon, BNB chain, Ethereum, Solana, etc. And the last launchpad is DX. DX is a decentralized token management platform as a service, aiming to provide the best user experience of the token journey. This allows anyone to mint, airdrop, launch, and lock their tokens seamlessly without any coding required. And also I want to mention DEX tools, an app and ecosystem for traders that provides information about all decentralized markets, assimilating blockchain data into one comprehensive UI. DEX tools allows you to have a clear vision of your trading investments and the current state of the crypto market. And another project I want to introduce to the people who are watching this live stream is Footprint, an all-in-one analysis platform to visualize blockchain data and discover insights, also supported OKC. It cleans and integrates on-chain data so users of any experience level can quickly start researching tokens, projects, or protocols. With over 1,000 dashboards, templates, plus a drag and drop interface, anyone can build their own customized charts in minutes. And last least, we have UBA. So UBA is a social-fi oracle with Web3 privacy protection, which motivates users to bring user relationships that originally existed off-chain to the chain through the token economy and opens the interface to social-fi developers to access. For developers on OKC, UBA provides the social-fi Oracle interface, builds new underlying infrastructure, and assists OKC in creating a more friendly developer ecosystem to facilitate the deployment of social-fi developers on OKC in the future. And yeah, I think this all from me. Thank you, Skylar.
Let's move on to next, James. So as the community lead, do you have any news or any insights on the community side you want to share?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, we need to see that OKC Communities has been growing slowly and steadily, and we're observing growth in our Twitter, in our Telegram groups, as well as Discord and Reddit communities. And well, one thing that I want to mention, that our old subreddit on Reddit that was called OEC Network has been closed because of the rebranding. And now we have a new subreddit that's called OKC Network. And if you are not a subscriber yet, please go ahead and search for OKC Network on Reddit and subscribe as soon as possible. And also in our Telegram and Discord, our community is actively engaged in AMAs and discussions, as well as predictions. And we have 2 or 3 AMAs every week. And it's when we invite guests from different projects and give them a chance to introduce their projects to our communities. And also I want to mention that sometimes we have game nights on our Discord channel. It's a great place to have some fun and get to know other community members and have some friends and play some games together. At the same time, I want to talk a little bit about our OX Talks podcast. For the past month, we have had well-rounded discussions with co-founders of DexPools and as well as Rev Miller, he's the co-founder of Unchained Fund. And besides talking about their own projects, we talked more about the whole crypto space. So lots of things are happening in our communities. And if you're not in our communities yet, just go ahead and join them, and you'll have fun. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. That's great. And Chris, as a social media lead, do you have any thoughts you want to share with our community?
Sure thing. Yeah, as James said, we have been going through the rebranding over the years, every month, sorry. And lots of channels have been set up, and you can see links free on our Twitter. So besides the community growth, the followers of the Twitter and other social channels have been climbing up since last November. And especially we've done a lot of amazing events. Very great thanks to Skylar for organizing the amazing campaigns in the last 3 months, and especially with our ecosystem players, and attracted more users to have a taste of the network. For example, like the Metaverse Carnival with 9 GameFi projects last 2 months. Lots of empty airdrops or the airdrops, and attract many people to join our network to have a try on our GameFi projects. And also the St. Patrick Day with Play-Doh Farm, and also the Radio Kaka launch event on our network, you name it. And in the upcoming months, I hope we can launch our monthly newsletter to share all the important updates on our ecosystem with every OKC user. And you guys are welcome to subscribe it on our Twitter, and it's very, very easy, just a button and leave your emails. And yeah, pretty much it.
Yeah, that sounds very good. And thank you guys for the information that you provided for our viewers. OKC is now truly thriving, not just on the amount of the projects that joining the network, but also the community growth and all the activities James and Chris just mentioned. And we'll have more campaigns and more news coming up in the very near future. And now let's move on to our next very special section, our special guest today, Cheng Cai. He's the OKC's ecosystem BD lead, and we're going to invite him to talk about more on the OKC's future direction, OKC's challenges, and also we have collected some questions from you guys for Cheng Cai and for us to answer. So let's invite him in. So Cheng Cai's already joined us. Hi, Cai. Thank you for joining today's live stream. And before we going through all the questions from our community, could you please tell the viewers a little bit about yourself and your background? And how is it like to be the BD lead of OKC Network?
All right. Thanks, guys. Thank you, guys. It's nice to be here. My name is Li Cai. I have been with OKC for like almost a year. It was a tremendous ride for us. Joining OKX, and it's been a very nice experience since last year. I believe last year around this time I joined OKS from Huobi. OKC is one of emerging blockchain platforms right now, and of course we are facing a lot of challenges for sure, because we missed some of the good opportunities in terms of game define, but we made the right decision last year. Late last year, we fully pivoted from define to GameFi, and so far we have attracted over 30 games already deployed on our chain, and more are coming. So yeah, it's we have been working really hard, and I believe we are in the right direction. So as a head of business development, it's a really fun talking to developers around the world. Some of them are absolutely talented, genius. Some of them are even crazy. They work really hard. Sometimes they work they rest just less than 5 hours in a day. But I believe those people, they are changing the world. And given our current status, it's of course quite challenging for us. We need to attract a lot of talented developers, but on the other hand, we need to make sure we are providing all of the necessary support to them to get to help them grow. And that is always something that keep me and I believe our team awake in the middle of the night. But we are still in the right direction, I believe. Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. And it was very fun to work with Chengcai as well in OKC's team.
Thanks.
All right, let's go through the questions we selected from the community. Some of them are for you, and some of them probably from for OKC team. So we're gonna, jump and answer them as well. All right. So the first one is, how has the experience and background of your team been effective in the success of your chain so far?
Very good question. In terms of our team, we are still growing. So far, we have like 5 members. There are some elements that I believe we are well positioned. One is our team are fully like globalized. As we know, blockchain technology itself is totally globalized. There is no such like regulatory restricts or culture related. So blockchain, let's take like BTC or Ethereum, for example, like every people, either from like South Africa or like Asia or Southern America, we use BTC the same. Where there is no such like restrictions or misunderstanding in terms of how Bitcoin is all about or Ethereum technology is all about. That means this technology is like totally like decentralized. To help our developers, our team are like also decentralized or globalized, both mentally or physically. So some of our team members, they are from Southeast Asia. And as you may know, games are growing really fast in East Asia markets, especially in Vietnam, Philippines, and some of our colleagues, they are from Vietnam. They speak Vietnamese, and they have a very good relationship with the local developers. And that is one advantages, I believe, our teams we are positioned. Which reminds me of HSBC, globalized, but they are also localized. That means our team, they not only talk to developers through phone call, but they also mingle with local developers, speaking their own languages, understand what their challenges. This is one thing. Second one is our team, they are like crypto natives. Like some of them from like developer side, they have been working on projects that some of them are DeFi, some of them are gamify, and they know what developers are facing, their challenges, and how to tackle them. And some of them are from like big institutions such as Huobi. So I believe our backgrounds are also very prepared to help developers to grow. Yeah.
All right, thank you. That's great. So the next one is actually a lot of community members in community are asking this, is why did you guys rebrand the name from OEC to OKC?
I would like to answer some of them in the perspective of business development, but I believe you guys also have your own like opinion or inputs here. From perspective of business development, I think it's a very successful one, at least from our developers, because developer communities, they are the first one to like respond or make decisions because they need to update their products accordingly. And based on their feedbacks, they fully support our rebranding, and they believe our new name and all of those like branding assets elements, they are really cool. They are more like metaverse-ized or more like young than compared with our like older version branding feelings. So this is what I wanted to talk about first. Second one is the reason. The reason is there are a bunch of reasons actually. One is internally. OKX I believe was one of the 3 largest crypto exchange platforms here in Asia. And crypto exchange platforms, it means like professional, it means security, and their like branding favor is more about like reliability. But this is one thing. But like since last year, there are more like product lines emerged from OKX, and almost all of them are more like decentralized. That means OKX is not simply a centralized business company. It's more about like decentralized. We are positioned toward like DeFi. We are positioned toward the metaverse. So I believe rebranding is the right decision in the right time. And for OKC is one of the critical strategies for OKX, even though OKC is not part of OKX, but it is like supported strongly by OKX. And we are one of the key strategies or products that OKX will be like more decentralized metaverse. So for us, changing our name from like OKX chain into OK chain is like kind of a like hands down decision. It's very easy for us to make that decision, and also it's the right one. Yeah.
All right. So you were talking about the name changing actually good for the developers and development. So the following next two questions were focusing about developers. So the first one is, what advantages and conveniences do developers get when creating dApps or games on the OKC blockchain?
Well, it's a little bit harder to answer because first of all, there are a lot of chains out there. According to, I believe, DeFi Llama, there are like at least over 50 chains out there, and almost all of them are like either EVM compatible or they offer like very solid documentations for developers. So first thing is I don't believe we have like a lot of advantages in terms of like technical side, even though we are really working really hard, especially our engineers team. And in the coming year, I believe we are going to announce some of very sexy features that would be like quite helpful for our developers. So I would say stay tuned. There will be a lot of good news for our developers. That being said, as one of the emerging blockchain platforms out there, we are quite supportive to developers in terms of like helping them get like acquire a lot of users, especially users from like Asia. And we are also quite helpful for our developers, I believe, in the aspect of giving them introduction to their potential partners. And from that perspective, yeah, we are like offering unique support to them. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty sure you were answering the second question as well, because the second one was some developers are concerned, like how can they survive this long bear market and continue building on, OKC? Do we have like any support for projects and developers during this time?
Mm-hmm. I see. Well, in terms of a bear market, it's a little bit like tricky, because if you look at our current studies, some of the projects they are doing really well in terms of funding. Every day, if you look at like CoinDesk or other news, there are a lot of like very nice funding. And this is in terms of funding. And others, they are selling NFT assets or their tokens in a very good performance. Some of the NFT tokens sold out like in 1 minute. That means we are still not in the bear market per se, or so long as you are talented or you figure out how this market works, I believe we are still not in the like bear market, I believe, especially if you are developers. If you are an investor, maybe we are in the bear market, but if you are developers, because developers, we need to look like much longer rather than just current like moments. And that means I believe for developers, just like keep your hands dirty, work hard on your project. I believe good time is coming. And for OKC, I believe there are a bunch of things that we will be able to help our developers. One thing is that we are setting up our Cherry program. Once our Cherry program is up and running, I believe we will be able to offer them some incentives. even though not much, but I believe this kind of incentives are quite helpful for them. Second one is we are also working with VCs as well as incubators or ideal platforms to reach a strategic partnership with them. Once those critical players are in place, I believe they will be able to offer helps to developers that are unparalleled, because developers, they're good at technologies, they are good at design, definitely helps in space working. Second thing is we're engaging with centralized exchanges such as Gate.io or KuCoin, and ourselves as one of the largest exchanges. I believe deploying their protocols on OKC give them like very good access to centralized exchanges. That means they will be able to make return on their investment in a very effective way. Yeah, so those are some of the supports that we believe quite helpful for our developers.
All right, that's awesome. And that's very good news for developers who want to build on OKC. So let's move on to the next question. This is a very simple one. Are transfer between MetaX wallet and OKX exchange free of charge? So who want to take this question?
I think, yeah, I'll go for this one. So no, you still need to pay gas fee for transaction, but you can directly connect to OKX exchange with MetaX. So transactions goes very fast and super cheap. Yeah.
All right, the next one is a very simple one too. Some users were asking, is trading on OKC safe? Chengcai, do you have any thoughts on this? Is trading on OKC safe?
Well, it depends. In terms of losing your fund or some kind of get stuck or reorg of our blockchains, it is 100% safe. You do not need to worry about like 51% attack or this kind of stuff. Our chains are like well positioned in terms of dealing with these kind of challenges. So yeah, it is 100% safe. We're not 100%, but like almost like 100% safe. But on the other hand, if you do not do your own research, and if you are like quite speculative, investing in those projects, then of course it's not 100% safe, or it's not safe at all. But this kind of scenario goes to every blockchain, so it's not like OKC itself.
I see. So you were mentioned OKC's main directions now focusing on GameFi or metaverse. So some users were asking, is OKC planning to have its own metaverse in the future?
Not at all. We are not going to compete with our developers. We just wanted to do everything to help our developers. There are two reasons of this. One is we truly believe developers, they are more talented. Blockchain is a lot of like possibilities, and our developers, they're from like everywhere, and their own backgrounds, their own insights. That is why what blockchain is like so attractive, and we are not going to compete with them. This is one thing. Second one is building a blockchain is extremely challenging. We are competing with like over 100 competitors. How are we going to like make ourselves stand out among those peers? And on top of that, how are we going to provide the support to our developers that are like more critical for us than building metaverse and competing with our developers? Yeah.
All right. All right. So the next one is very interesting. Our users want to know who have the final say in business development and decisions, and how influential is it selected representative in terms of business and development decisions? Is that something we can, talk about?
Yeah, of course. Who is the final decision maker? I believe I would say our developers. Our developers are the more like, I would say, final decision makers. This is one. Second one is our community. That means users who are using our blockchain. They are the final decision maker. Automatically, they are the decision makers. Of course, in short, of course, our like business development representative, are they like are they capable of like making short-term decisions? Of course they are. That is one reason that our team members, we are experienced, and they have their own like unique backgrounds.
All right. So the next one is about community. Maybe James could, help answer this one. So the question is, how do you manage and build your community to help create more awareness for OKC? And how can someone interested in OKC participate in the community?
Yeah, it's a good question. Well, as Li Chensai just mentioned, our community has the final word, and they have the final decision, which means we take our community very, very seriously. And we want them to stay safe and to be aware of any potential scams or anything like that. So that's why one of the things that we do to manage and build our community is through safety. That would mean constant reminders about doing their own research and being very, very careful when they are investing in potential projects. And at the same time, we try to, let's say, delete or block any bots or scams that may be in our communities, whether it's on Telegram or Discord, on Reddit or any other places. So we want our community to stay very, very safe. And at the same time, we listen to the feedbacks and opinions of our communities. Whenever they raise an issue, we reach out to them as soon as possible, and we help them in any way that we can. So we listen to their feedbacks, we understand what their problem is, and we help them in any way that's possible. And in order to build the awareness about OKC, well, we create every month or even weekly, we create some type of events, activities, marketing campaigns, and that helps us to create a larger awareness about OKC and its communities. So through that way, we build our communities as well. And last thing that I want to mention is that if someone is interested in joining our communities, the best way for them would be to go to our Twitter, that is at OKC Network. And then from there, they can see the Linktree link where they can find all the links to our communities, whether it's Reddit or Telegram or Discord or any other. And through that way, they can join and they can see how well our communities are managed and how welcoming our community members are.
All right. Thank you, James. So, Chengcai, you were talk already a little bit about the Asian market. So the next question is actually about this area. So how do you think about the Asian market for the development of our chain? And does OKC have any global ambassador programs to attract more Asian users? And do you have like a local community for non-English speakers to better understand OKC?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, it's a really good question. In terms of Asian market, I believe Asian market has already proved itself in terms of innovation or in terms of leading the trends, especially in like games, Axie Infinity, and a lot of like Animoca brands. Those like house powers, they are based in China, based in Asia, and markets such as like China, Vietnam, Philippines, they are like also doing very well in terms of DeFi or in terms of GameFi. So yes, Asian markets, they have their uniqueness, and also they already showed their like power in terms of innovating blockchain technologies. So yeah, this is what Asia market is all about. And in terms of projects in Asia market, I believe some of our projects, they have their own ambassador programs, but we are talking about like almost 200 projects. So I cannot say like in details what projects they have their own ambassador programs or not. My advice is just follow our blog, our Twitter, which James already said, OKC network, and you will be able to see like all of those major projects going to be launched on our chain. And if you are interested, just talk to or go to their own community and talk to them. Some of them, the projects do have like ambassador programs. So last one, let me, in terms of deal with our own Asia market, I believe we have done a lot of things for Asia market. One thing is internally, our teams, I believe, we are positioned to deal with developers from Asia as well as users from Asia. And in the future, we are going to set up some communities specifically for speakers who are not like English oriented. But it takes some resources and plannings, because in Asia is very, very big, and then there are a lot of languages. What we are going to do is set up communities in Vietnam or in other languages step by step. So just stay tuned, and we are going to try our best to cater to communities who are not like good at English. On the other hand, if you have any suggestions, I believe James is a very good person to talk to. If you have any suggestion in terms of like other languages, we are open for that.
All right, thank you. So next one is actually about OKT. So it's OKC's native token. The question is, most investors are mainly focused on the token's short-term price rather than the project or the chain's long-term value. So can you think of some fresh long-term investment strategies for OKT, or how we gonna keep OKT's value up in the future?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, it's also a very good question. Unfortunately, I'm not authorized to talk about the price of OKT. It's something that totally up to our users or investors to do their own homework. What I can tell you guys is we have a long-term strategy, and we truly believe that what we have achieved so far is just the beginning of our long-term strategy. In terms of a technology, OKC, we are going to announce very big news in the future. I believe in like half a year, there will be some big news. It's not simply about some kind of catch up, because in the past year, what we are doing is all about like catch up, because those features are already like in place in like BSC or Polygon. But like in half a year, we are going to announce some features or some like innovations that are just absolutely like brand new. And those features, I believe, will be really, really helpful. One example is OKC is like EVM compatible, but if you look at like blockchain technology landscape, a lot of chains are EVM compatible. However, we are going to add like new EVM that is more like Cosmos related. So that means in the future, we are going to bridge community ecosystem, EVM Ethereum ecosystem with Cosmos ecosystem. And that will be like huge. And I believe if everything goes according to our plan, OKC will be the bridge of Ethereum ecosystem and Cosmos ecosystem. So that is like very, very big news for us. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Chongcai. That's a very good answer. So for the next question, it's actually a very basic one. Some users were asking, how do you bridge an OKC chain? So who wanna take this one?
Yeah, I can take it.
Right.
Besides some bridges from third parties like Poly Network, Boring Down, Multi-Chain, I think you can have a taste of the OKX bridge as well. We support like over 10 kinds of assets supported on the we may say that K token supported on a OKC network like USDT, BSC, BTC, Litecoin, something like that. So, it's a centralized one. You need to register a OKX account and pretty much different DeFi experience than before, something like that.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. So for the next one, can you share something interesting from upcoming events? Where can I find more information about OKC? So as the campaign lead for the team, so I'll take this one. So first of all, it's a very great question. We're definitely cooking something for the community right now. And so far, we've had a big event this February with more than 10 projects in our ecosystem joining. It was called Metaverse Carnival, and we have over 20,000 GameFi players joining the event, and we've distributed over $300,000 rewards. So it's a very big one, and we'll definitely have something similar or even better coming up for the future. So please stay tuned. And if you want to learn more about OKC, you can get all the information you need in our community, including our Telegram, our Discord, and we still have a Reddit subreddit and our social media, Twitter. And we still have a Medium account for more detailed news and updates. And if you are interested in joining the OKC team, you could also reach out to us through our official LinkedIn page. Yeah, so we pretty much all over the place. You just need to find it. Yeah. All right, so the next one is a pretty big one. What are the main current challenge or issues OKC trying to solve? Taiguo, what's the main challenge we're having right now?
Well, for us, one of the I believe the biggest challenges is always like to help developers. Or I believe to put it this way, challenges two aspects. One is to attract developers to our community, especially talented developers, and then help them to grow. And another aspect is to attract users, because as a platform, we are always facing a dilemma. I don't know the fancy terminology of it, but in a layman's way, it's called like chicken and eggs. So we wanted to have a lot of chickens. We also wanted to have a lot of eggs. Without eggs, there's no kitchen. So for OKC, we wanted to attract a lot of talented developers to build innovative apps, DApps for our users. In the meantime, we also wanted to acquire a lot of users. Without users, I think it's like literally useless for our developers. So this is always a big challenge for us, and we are trying everything to attract users. We are trying everything to attract developers, and eventually we are going to like build a platform where developers will be able to build innovative DApps, and the users will be able to find the best apps they are looking for, and then they will be able to create value from the apps.
All right. So here's the last question from the community. What is the biggest focus for OKC at the very moment, and what is the #1 priority for the team in the next 6 months or a year?
Yeah, Well, in terms of biggest focus, I believe because I'm from like business development. For business development, biggest focus is always to attract developers. To put it more specific, right now what we are looking for is developers from like metaverse space, especially those who are like we are experienced in developing games. And we have been attracted like over 30 game projects, but we are still looking for a lot more because we believe gamify is the next big thing. And in terms of in next like 6 months, what is our top priority? Well, in the next 6 months, our top priority is always to attract developers. I believe in next 6 months, we want to attract developers not only from gamify, but we are also looking into developers interested in socialifying, developers interested in like lifestyle apps such as like Move to Earn. We have been like working on those infrastructures for a long time, and I believe OKC is well positioned to support developers in those spaces.
All right, thank you. And thank you again for Cai's participation for our very first live stream. So far we've talked about OKC's ecosystem updates, the community strategies and social media growth. And Cai just had some very awesome insights on OKC's development and future directions. I'm pretty sure our users and the communities learn a lot on OKC's, our team's perspective today. And we really had a great time together here as well. So since it's our first try on the live stream, so we really want the community's feedback on this as well. So do you enjoy this format of communication with OKC's team? And what do you want to see more in the future in our live stream? Please do let us know. You can, talk about this in our community, or you can leave a comment in this video. So we want to hear your voice so we could improve our chain and, build our ecosystem in the future even more and even better. All right, I think that's about everything for today's live stream. And thank you guys so much for watching our premium. And thank all my teammates for joining today's live stream, and Cai as well. So if you want to know more about OKC, please subscribe and like this video. All right, see you guys. Thank you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
See you soon.